Hello there, it's me, it's Dean, and yes, you're watching Dean's Brick Show. I just want to say thank you for joining me, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so you can be notified of all my future releases. Alrighty, today we are going to take a look at one of my newest Lego sets, and it is set 21363, The Goonies. And it is the ship, the iconic pirate ship, the Inferno, from the 1985 movie, The Goonies. Hard to believe that this movie is already 40 years old. And earlier in the year, I went and saw it in the theater because they re-released it. But anyway, yeah, 2,912 pieces of pure magic and nostalgia and fun. And this is a pretty large set, or yeah, Lego set actually. It's like 24.5 inches long, and it's about 14 inches tall. And it comes with, let's see if I can remember, we got 11 minifigures. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 11 minifigures. I forgot. 11 minifigures. So yeah, this is a pretty cool set, and we are going to take a closer look at the set, obviously. We'll take a closer look at the set itself and the minifigures. Let's see if I can lift it up. One side is the ship, and then the other side we have iconic scenes from the movie. And yeah, this is such an amazing set. I know I've mentioned it in the one I just did with Willy Wonka, you know, something part of my childhood, the nostalgia. It's really fun, and this is such an exciting set, and I think it's really well made. So let's waste no more time and take a closer look at this set, shall we? Alrighty, taking a look here on the ship side first. As you can tell, we have lots of browns, and the ship looks like it's, you know, stuck on the rocks. Right there we have the sticker for the Inferno, the name of the ship. Not a whole lot of stickers with this set, so that was kind of good. That was nice. And we have some cannons here on this side, and there's the plank where Mama Fratelli makes them walk the plank. And then we have a design on the side of the ship as well, and then also like some vines basically growing out of the side as well. And then here we have a light at the back, and we have part of one of the cells, and then we have another cell in the front as well. And yeah, just some, you know, a barrel there, and then some more you know, masts on the ship that appear to be broken. Taking another look here at the front of the ship, just kind of a different angle. You know, we have, you know, a lot of the pirate ships had like a woman carved into the ship, and they included it here on this set as well. And then on the other side, the back side of the ship, here's the, you know, looks like the ship's on the rock formation. And I have a little faux pas there with my windows. As you can tell, one of them is backwards. So I realized that the other day, and I was like, I need to fix that. And also here we have, on the bottom, we have the octopus. And that was in a deleted scene from The Goonies, believe it or not. In here we have just kind of a nice wide angle shot of the ship with all the scenes, and it really is quite spectacular. It's one of those sets that, you know, pictures just don't do it justice. You really need to see this in person. Alrighty, just kind of taking a look at some of the scenes here on the backside of the ship from the movie. Here we have the diner where the Fratellis are hiding out. As you can see, there's the table with all the dirty glasses of water, and Francis holding a pizza. Down below, to the right there, we have the little area where Sloth is held captive with the chains, and he's watching TV. And over here to the left, we have the counterfeit printing press, and kind of behind that is the fireplace with the grate where the Goonies go down and escape. And then down here, it's the scene with the pipes when they're banging on the pipes, and then Sloth comes through and causes an accident above ground. Over here we have Data with some dynamite sticks, and of course there is the world-renowned Chester Copperpot. Up here we have the boulders from the booby traps, that One-Eye Willie and his crew set. Over here we have the wishing well area of the cavern. And they got the bucket there in the background and whatnot. And down below are the spikes from when Data falls down, but is saved by one of his inventions, and of course the giant skull that the Goonies walk through. Also, when they are in the underground caves and whatnot. And then on the other side, we have, there's that scene with the log. And again, where Data puts the oil out of his shoes, the slick shoes. And then the Fratellis slip and fall. And then up here, we have the organ that Andy needs to play in order to put the wall down, basically, for their little escape route. And then One-Eye Willie's chamber up here with all his gold and doubloons. And then just kind of some various stuff on top of the pirate ship. We got a cannonball, a few other little odds and ends, and then we have a couple random barrels with some swords inside as well. Here we have one of the booby traps. I got this little crank here, so we just turn that and raise the boulders up, and then there's a little lever here on top of the ship. Just give that a press, and bam, the boulders fall right back down. And over here we have the part by the wishing well where they need to take the copper key, or excuse me, the copper bones from Chester Copperpot, and they put it where it fits. And when they turn it, it causes another booby trap, which causes Data to fall, and he is saved here just in the nick of time before he hits the spikes there by one of his inventions. And then here, just a fun little feature. You can take Sloth and Chunk and attach them to this little device to makes it look like it's they're sliding down one of the cells. And then probably my favorite feature here is the organ, where you press the keys and then the floor falls apart. Keys don't always work the greatest, but nonetheless, it's a pretty cool feature in a Lego set. Just give that another little press there, and then the wall falls down and they can escape. And then here's the slide here. Way, we are safe. First up, for the minifigures, we have Chunk, and his torso printing is pretty cool, and I just kind of gave him a little knife to hold. And all these minifigures most of them have two facial expressions. There are a couple that don't. On the back of his jacket, just a little bit more of the red. Not a whole lot of printing on the sides of any of these minifigures. And here's his second facial expression. Next up, we have Data, and he's holding the dynamite that he finds in the caves. He has some really cool torso printing. His jacket with all of his little contraptions. You can see like there's little pulley strings there, and his belt buckle that says 007. And then in the back of the jacket, not a whole lot going on there. But then to the right, we have his boxing glove invention, and then his teeth invention there. And here is his second facial expression. And here we have the one and only mouth. This is a pretty cool minifigure. Got a great jacket there, and of course his brush, because he likes to brush his hair a lot. And I think in the movie, it's a Purple Rain t-shirt, might be a Prince t-shirt he's wearing. But anyway, here's the back of his jacket. And of course, here is his second facial expression. And you'll notice his lips are a little red. And I'll explain some of that later. Next up, we have Mikey, and Mikey is holding the treasure map, and he's also holding his asthma inhaler. That's quite large. I myself too have asthma, and my asthma inhaler is not the same size as my torso. But anyway, kind of a fun little feature. And then here's the back of his torso printing. Not a whole lot going on there. And of course, he also has a second facial expression and kind of a sad, frowny look. And here we have Brand in his workout attire, and Brand is also holding a lantern, and his hairpiece is pretty cool actually too, and that bandana, very 80s, very Rambo-ish if you ask me, and then not a whole lot going on his torso printing as well. And then of course his second facial expression here. Next up we have Steph with her iconic hairdo. I don't know why I like to say iconic from time to time. And she has some pretty cool torso printing, very 80s looking outfit, obviously. And she's holding a package of bubble gum there in her right hand. Not a whole lot going on the back side for the torso printing. And then her second facial expression is just her chewing some bubble gum, or rather blowing a bubble. Next up, we have Andy, and I'm not going to lie, I always kind of had a little crush on Carrie Green there. But this torso printing is pretty cool. She's wearing her iconic yellow jacket. I think it's not her yellow jacket. I think it was Troy's jacket, and they sent it back up in the bucket. At least that's what I'm assuming. And here's her second facial expression. So pretty cool minifigure there as well. Next up we have Sloth, who is holding a candy bar, and he only has one facial expression, and his hat and headband are all kind of one piece. He has his S on his shirt there for his torso printing. Goonies was directed by Richard Donner, who also directed Superman, so that's another fun little fact there. So Sloth is a pretty cool minifigure. Next up, we have Jake Fratelli, and he's holding a gun there, and he's got some pretty cool torso printing. He's got his purple shirt on and a vest, and of course his scarf. Again, not a whole lot of printing on the back of the torso, and he does have a second facial expression here as well, just kind of a sly little smirk. Next up, we have Francis Fratelli, and he's holding a gun and a pizza box. He has on some gray pants, gray vest, red shirt, and kind of, I guess those are like a gun holster or suspenders. There's his straps that are going from the front to the back. And he does have a hat, but I do not have that out at the moment. And here is his second facial expression, just kind of a evil little sneer, if you will. And here we have the iconic Mama Fratelli, played by Anne Ramsey, and this is a pretty cool looking minifigure. It really looks just like her, and she's, got her black outfit on, her gloves, her hat, and her pearl necklace, and she's holding a gun. Fun fact about Anne Ramsey, she's actually buried here in my hometown, at the same cemetery my grandparents are at, actually. But she's in an unmarked grave. Otherwise, I would probably go, honestly, pay her a visit. So that's kind of a fun fact there about her. But this is a pretty cool minifigure nonetheless. And last but not least, the iconic One-Eyed Willy, and this is probably the coolest minifigure in the set. I really like the skeleton, obviously, and he's got some really cool torso printing, has a really cool hat, and of course his patch over his one eye. Even has some pretty cool torso printing on the back of his shirt. He's wearing kind of a fancy shirt, and obviously he only has the one facial expression because, well, he's dead. Alrighty, and that was set 21363, The Goonies. Yeah, half the pirate ship and the other side are some of the iconic scenes from within the movie. and this is definitely a must-have for any Lego fan, any Goonies fan. Price tag is a little hefty, but I use some of my credit card reward points to purchase this. The original design was probably about twice this size, but man, if they would have made it to the original scale that they wanted to make it to, this probably would have been like a $700 set. But you know, as is, this was $329. So, and it did come with a gift with purchase. But I don't want to make this video today any longer than it needs to be. So I'm going to do a separate video, hopefully next week, to show you that free gift with purchase. It's the Walsh's Attic. Comes with 2 minifigures and the mouth minifigure. I showed you one of his face printings, and it kind of ties in to the Walsh's Attic. So hopefully we'll get that done, and we'll take a look at that later in the week. But that's all the time I have for you guys today. Just wanted to say thank you for joining me. And remember, it's a big world out there. Brick it up. Good night. Goonies, never say die.